Okay, some have the data test id, test name, right? It's there in the test one table, right? Yesterday I told that, so what are the different ways to load the data into the Hdfs, right? So in this one is we are using a Sqoop, and other one is a Flume is a one component where we can able to collect the data from the servers. Okay, and then we can able to use Hadoop file system API, and we can also use Java API, right? So we have web SDFS is provided, right? So these are the different ways we load the data into SDFS. Now, if you are using a Sqoop, suppose if your data is available in production database. Okay, your data is available in a production database. Now what I have to do is I have to import the data into the Hadoop cluster to process. Generally what happens, we have the data available in the servers. Most of your clients, they won't have the data in the databases because we are working with the big data, and the data we are going to analyze is a bulk amount of data. So that's either if your data is in a Sqoop in a database, then we use a Sqoop, which is one component which comes as a Hadoop sub project. So with this component we are importing the data from the RDBMSs. It can be any RDBMS, right? It's not a DBMS. It doesn't support the DBMS. DBMS in the sense, SQL, you have MS Access is a DBMS, right? It won't support, right? It should be an RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Sqoop supports only RDBMS. From the RDBMS, it will connect the data to the database, and what is the table name from where you have to retrieve the records. It will connect to the table, and it retrieve all the records to the SDFA, so that your input data is available in SDFA, so that we can process the data with a Hive or with a pig, or by writing a MapReduce program. Okay, uh, so this is one way where we'll having the data. And generally most of the times the data available in a server, right? Means suppose what we have, you take a Facebook, Twitter, every client. So because the data will be available travel through the servers, in that case we use a Flume, right? So with this Flume we'll collect the data from the servers, right? So here we'll configure an agent, uh, right? This diagram we have seen in the previous session, right? We have to configure an agent. For this agent we have to specify a source, and then we have to specify how to create a channel to connect to the agent to source to SDFS. Then this agent will sync the data to the SDFS, right? So this is what we are going to do in a Flume, right? Now we'll see first the Sqoop. I'm taking Sqoop command. We have Sqoop, then write the import Sqoop import command we have to use, right? Then we are connecting. So this complete Sqoop topic we have in chapter 4, right? That time I'll teach you the more about Sqoop command syntaxes, right? As of now I'm teaching here how to load the data into SDFS, not working with a Sqoop. Okay, so when we are working the Sqoop, then I'll dig you more on to the Sqoop, right? Sqoop import, right? So I'm going to connect to the MySQL through JDBC. So I am writing Sqoop space import connect JDBC. So which database I am going to connect to, that is MySQL, right? Because here my data is available in a MySQL database. So write Sqoop import connect JDBC colon MySQL colon slash slash, where this MySQL is available in which machine, right? So some node, right? Some system MySQL is available. Now write the IP address or network name of the node where MySQL is available. So here MySQL is configured in a local host. So I wrote local host, and then the database name is a test. Okay, and So then what is the table name I have to import? The table name is table 1, sorry, test 1, right? This is the table I want to import. When I'm importing, I'm specifying how many number of mappers I have to run. So just as of now, remember this syntax, right? Why number of mappers, how to specify the number of mappers. We'll see those things in the coming sessions, right? As of now, I'm taking one mapper, right? So now where I want to import the data, hdfs or specific directory, will write here, right? Generally it will import to the hdfs. Okay, now write this command. Okay, suppose before that I'll see if any test one is available, I'll delete that Hadoop space fsrmr to remove a directory from sdfs. The command is test one. Okay, so we have a directory test one is available in cloud data. I have deleted that. Okay, and suppose if you want to get it, I'll if I want to get the data to a specific directory, then you can write a target hyphen dir. So which directory you want to import this? I want to import this to the directory user cloud era, and I'm writing test one. So there is directory is going to create a test one in hdfs. In the test one directory, it will import the records. Okay, now I'm running this command, right, in the terminal. So first I have deleted this test one, so there is no test one is available in sdfs anywhere. Now paste this command, press enter. Okay, so it will start the importing the records, right? Beginning import of test one, right? So this job is assigned the job id. Now the job is started as a map reduce job. Okay, so it's transferred 15 bytes in this time. So total number of records retrieved are 2, because the test one database will have how many records? 2 records, right? Now we'll see where we have imported this, where we have from we have imported it to the directory user cloudera test one. You can see that in a 50075 where the data node is available, right? User cloudera, the test one, right? So the directory in sdf is a test one. Okay, right? So these are the, now we have imported the records to the sdfs to the directory name test one. Okay, so in this way we collect the data from the mysql to sdfs, right? You can take any table, the esc slide data, right? If you want to import this table, so these are the my slide chart ratings, slide share ratings about my presentations. I have select to start from slide data. Okay, just write, just take a Sqoop terminal. Okay, so write the command. Which command you have to write? Sqoop import command, right? Sqoop import command, jdb connect jdbc colon mysql colon localhost test. Now which table you want to import, just write the table name, that is slide data, right? Target directory, I'm going to create a one another directory, uh, sd1 today, the directory name. Okay, press enter. Now from this slide data table, the records are imported to the sdfs directory sd1 today. Okay, it retrieved 88 records, right? So this is the time. Now this job is executed as a mapper job, and this is the job ID, right? You can see that user Cloudera. It's a directory name SD test today. Need to refresh it, right? SD1 today, right? So created 17. That is my system date. See here. Okay, click here. Click the part file. Right, so these are the records which are available right now in Hdfs. So in this way, we collect the data from the right RDBMS to Hdfs. Okay, it's same Cloudera. Now you take Hortonworks. Now see, to administer the cluster, they are using Cloudera Manager. Okay, they are using Cloudera Manager to administer the cluster. Now if you are using Hortonworks, right? So they are using SDFS, and they are also using user interface Hume. Now we can able to write mapper as well as ER, and the administer part they have relied on Ambari is a one component which we use to administer the Hadoop cluster. Now if you are using
Mhm.
map R, now instead of
Mhm.
SDFS file system they are having mapper file system. Now we'll have the Hue as a GUI, they are using Hue. Now we can able to run mapper as well as we can run ER. Now we have a mapper control system MCS to administer the cluster. Okay,
Mhm.
so this is what the difference in the Cloudera, Huttonworks, and Mapper. The first in the market, Cloudera captured more number of clients, and then Huttonworks and the Mapper. Mapper pricing is high, and it's a little bit complex is involved in the Mapper complexity, and the most easier to
Mhm.
work. And right now, it's a Huttonworks. So more
Okay.
flexibility to the users, or the detailed documentation is available in Hardworks. The thing is, right now we should get the documentation. The top priority goes to the documentation. So if you are providing the documentation, because it's all the new, right? If you don't provide the documentation, how I can able to work? The proper documentation is mandatory for right now, so we have to check with that one. Everything they are providing a the proper documentation on that. The documentation it's very good in Hardworks, so that
Mhm.
if anything newly available, so just go through the documentation, you can able to work that one. The Cloudera documentation is very difficult to understand, very difficult to process.
So out of these three, which one is the cheapest one? Like I
The
mean,
pricing is a
generally,
heart and works.
gotcha.
The
Okay.
price is less.
Generally, mhm. Generally clients will opt for this option, right? Hortonworks, apart from Cloudera and Mapper,
It's
or
Mapper is a different case, only specific people with the specific requirements, they'll go with the Mapper,
mhm.
right? Because the Mapper file, because it's how they are having the data, based on that one, the based upon the data size, based upon the pricing, based upon the cost for the support, based upon the implementation. So based upon the best thing is based upon your data, right? How much you can able to
Mhm.
configure, so the pricing is different.
Mapper is a new technology. I
No,
mean,
no, no.
new
It's
tool,
this.
huh?
No, no.
Oh,
It's one Hadoop. It's they are available from long back. Both Cloudera Autonomous
uh,
Mapper is available from 2012, 11, 12. So when they have started, so because it started in Hadoop 2010, it's 9 or 10. So but it's widely got famous Hadoop when the Facebook is giving that number of videos, audios, images to be stored, because everybody is having a question why it's possible with the Facebook. Even the Gmail is providing 10 GB limit, but Facebook is not providing. So that time, so people are talking about
mhm.
most about the Hadoop. Then Hadoop project implementation comes into the picture. Now we can see the Hadoop, right? How it is going to be implemented.
Out of these three, other kind of tools also there, right?
Other vendors, yes, you can see Hadoop from
Uh,
the Microsoft, right?
okay, okay. 1 second. Hello?
Okay, Hadoop is available from Intel, right? See, Intel distribution of Hadoop. Hadoop available from Red Hat, right? It's a Intel Hadoop and Hadoop from IBM. Okay, so these are the other Hadoop vendors.
Hello,
Yes,
Ajay?
yes, bro.
Hadoop from IBM is using any clients like, I mean, or only. So
Uh,
can you throw some light on this?
okay, the
Is there any
clients.
difference between Cloudera and
No, see, it's same. It's a Hadoop. Okay, now where the difference comes, see here. I'm going to show you. So the components, see here you can see the difference, right? So other Hadoop distributions and what Hadoop is providing, right? Where the difference comes based upon that one, you have to go that. So this the components which they are providing. So these are the components which are available in IBM Hadoop, right? Ambari, Kafka,
okay.
Flume, right? So it different. It comes here. Let's see. See, now suppose if you are using Hadoop from the Cloudera, see they'll have Flume, Sqoop 2, Hcatalog, Hue, Hive, Pig, Hbase, Zookeeper. So these are all the commands. So up to components, up to 17 components they are providing, right? It's in Cloudera. Now if you take Hortonworks, so they have Hbase, Pig, Hive, Tej. So Tej is not available in Cloudera. But in the Cloudera you'll have Impala. Impala is not available in Hortonworks. Okay, so like this Hue, Stam, Uzi, Falcon, Sqoop, Nax, right? Phoenix, right? So these are the components which you'll get in the only Hortonworks Hadoop, right? There are some specific components they are giving, right? The main difference comes here, how many components they are providing. Like, see, these are the components provided by the IBM. Okay, it's from Hadoop from the Red Hat, and it's a Hadoop from the Intel.
Phone వచ్చింది నాకు. Okay.
Okay, so now here what we did, so we have loaded the data into Hdfs, right? So we can see that user Cloudera, the test one, where we have no test one, right? Now our data is available in test one as a path file, correct. Now what I'll do now, how to process the data, then I'll take an Hive terminal. In Hive, press enter. Okay, then I am going to create a table. Create a table. Okay, just a second, draft table. If any table is there, table test one. Okay, and now I'm working with a Hive, right? It's a similar kind syntax is similar like MySQL. So I'm going to create a table test one where test ID is an integer, test name is a string, something I'm writing row format, delimited. See, now see we have the two fields, right? One is a one comma Vinay, right? The test ID is a and test name. How these fields are separated here? Comma. Observe Nageshwar, Madhu, right? What is the separator here?
Comma separate.
Comma, right? So,
Comma separate.
right. So we have to know this. When you're processing in Hive, we should know the delimiters. Without knowing the delimiters, we never process the data. We should know how your input data is available, right? How the fields are, how the elements in the input data is separated. We should know that, right? Here the separator is a comma. So now in the Hive, I'm writing row format delimited and fields terminated by what is the delimiter, comma. Right now the table is created test one. Now I load the data, load data in path where we have the data. Our input data is available in user cloudera test one, right? I'll write the same thing here user cloudera test one, and the file name is part hyphen m hyphen 0000, right? Into table test one. Now you can see select star from test one. So this is how we work in Hive. Okay. Now I get the data from the MySQL to SDFS, SDFS to Hive to process the data. Now here, if the data is available in a Hive, now you can write the giants, you can write the Cartesian product. So how you want to analyze, the way you can analyze. Okay. Right. So this is a Hive. Suppose if you want to process it with a pig, then just write pig hyphen x map rate. Okay, now I'm it's a pig programming. See, now test one equal to, I want to load the data from where, home, sorry. See, I'm writing a pig program. User cloudera and test one, and the file name is part hyphen m hyphen 00000, right? From this load, right? What is the delimiter, comma, right? That way I'm writing is the pig storage using pig storage, that is comma. Okay, as what are the fields? Test ID is integer, comma, test name is a char array. Oh, I forget to close the code here. A second. In quick storage, this one as test ID is an integer, comma, test name is dot array. Okay, we got an error. Right now you can see dump test one. Okay, here we got an error. See here. Is there cloud error? Test one. Yes, we have forgotten to write this in previous part hyphen m 00 0 0 0 as using peak storage. In the peak storage, we have to write the delimiter, that is comma as id is an integer, comma name is car array. Now you can see dump data. Okay, it's saying again we got an error. Here I'm having input data. Right, retrieve two records into the test2. Right, see now we load the data from the test2. Right, so test2 we are having a part file, right, that is one. Right now in peak I load the data from the test2. Dump data. Okay, I got one Vinay to Ajay. Okay, so this is how we process the data with the Hive, how we process the data in peak.
Okay, all these are through command prompt only, not GUI based, right?
The GI base, if you want to use this one in GI, use Hue. right? That's a Hue. Login with the Cloudera. Now, if you want to use for the peak, now we can write this in a peak.
But the command which we have done that sqoop, so that is once we have done that command, then only we can go in here, right?
No, no, it's up to you. Either you want to go with the terminal, you can go. If you don't want to go with the GUI, then go for the terminal. It's up to you. Now I have loaded. Now I can see here dump data and run this.
So no, no, no. My question is like, I mean, this is fine actually. So before coming into that, we have run one program and a scoop, so a hyphen hyphen then command is it
Right,
to
to
have
get
dumped
the
the data
data,
into
to
that.
get the data. Because it's up to you, it's not mandatory. Suppose if your data is already available in the documents, you can able to load the data. So here I have shown how we are getting the data from the MySQL and how we are processing the data with the peak, that I have shown
Okay,
here.
from no, no, from this GA based, so directly can we pull the data from that environment, the scoop environment, or
Yes,
again we go to the command prompt and run
that's
and
right.
uh,
Yes, for that one you have to go with the command. So for the Sqoop here, this is Sqoop here,
oh, okay.
right?
Mhm.
If you want to work with the Sqoop, then this take this Sqoop terminal and start work with the Sqoop. And if you're working with the Hive, take this terminal and work with the Hue, right? So it's a Hive, it's a Impala, it's a Peak, it's a for SDFS, it's a Metastore H catalog, it's a Sqoop, it's a job map reduce job you can see here. Now it's a map job can be designed here. It's a job scheduling can be done here. This is for the search SQLR, and this is the shell, and it is HBase. So these are available with the Hue.
Mhm.
Right now we can work there as well as we can work here. If you want to work with the Hive, you can work Hive.
Okay.
Right, see now we can write select star from test one. The advantage here, if you use Hive, you can, if like this will get. If you don't know
Yeah.
anything also, we can manage.
Generally, from my, I mean, like me,
Prefers this query
it
editor.
will be. Uh,
Okay, missing select star from T. It's a wrong. I prefers to use terminal.
mhm. No, because you are into the same field, so for my case, I think it's different. So I'm
Not
very much.
not only you, Nageshwar. So everybody prefers to work with the GUI.
No, no, no. Some people are there, so they are very much interested to work from command prompt only.
Yes.
So they addicted to that command prompt only.
Mhm. That mostly Linux and Unix they'll prefer to work with the terminal.
Mm.
Okay, so this is how we get the data from the RDBMS, and how we can able to process with the Hive, how we can able to process with the Pig. Right, the best habit is we have to open
So
multiple terminals.
one
Don't
more
try.
question.
Just a second, Nagesh. Madhu and Raju, when you're
Yeah.
working, don't try to work on one terminal. Dedicate each terminal for its own purpose. Right, suppose if you are going to do everything in a one terminal, it so we can go back and we cannot see, it's very difficult for us. So now see, now I have dedicated terminal here, MySQL. This is for SDFS, and one terminal I have used for the Sqoop, and this is for the one terminal for the Hive, one terminal for the Peak. So like this is the best habit to work, right? Instead of doing everything in one terminal, try to open each terminal for each component. Okay. Yes, Nageshwar.